Your favorite fat boys.
Man, what it's like, bitch.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite fat boy, Jarron.
Stefan, a.k.a. Mayhem, a.k.a. Captain Reboot, hero of the DCEU, a.k.a. the kickoff of Marvel Phase 10.
Yeah, we in the end game now. It's about goddamn time. So, welcome everybody to your favorite Fat Boys podcast, and this is the first podcast of the new year.
Officially the first recorded.
Yes, because we did one episode in January. So, I decided to give Stefan some time off for his due diligence and work on the podcast. Said, you welcome.
You didn't do that for me. You did that because it was too cold in my house for you to be here.
A little bit from column A, a little bit from column B.
Tell the people what the truth is.
So, hands are really, my left hand is really numb right now. So, you
Stop
see me
giving yourself strangers.
edit that out. So, yeah, we haven't done an episode. We did, I hate the internet in January. So, and then, but I really did want to give you some time off though, because you did the 2 episodes we had the guest on, and I know it was a lot of work just because it was how lengthy it was and everything.
It's always a lot of work.
So, I was like, give them a good break and everything, And then when I come back, we had some more guests on and stuff like that. So, yay, and there's some more fat adventures and more episodes, yay.
We're still going.
So what episode is this now?
Whew, that's a good question. 60 something.
We up there. So before we jump into the topics of the day of DCU and Marvel Phase, whatever they're on now, let's see, I'll give you a health update. So apparently I had a seizure last Monday. Not Monday just passed, but the Monday before that at dialysis. And I'll go over that with y'all in a bit. So for the past couple months, I have been cramping. So in dialysis, when you cramp, it's pretty much when they pulled all the fluid off of you. So I would get like really bad cramps in my legs. And the goal was that day to say like take off 3 kilos. We may not get to that point because I would cramp so bad. So I was telling them, just take me off because I can withstand the cramping. And so also with the cramping, they pull the fluid off, you also run the risk of being dehydrated. And also my blood pressure would be all over the place. It might be in the 90s, it might be in the 70s, in the 80s. It'd be between those set of numbers, always up and down. So on Monday, my blood pressure was all over the place. And I started to cramp. I asked them to take me off. They unhooked me and everything, and I was still in the recliner, and I felt like this warmthness in my face, and I was just like turning my head, not trying to shake it off, but like I was just kind of just turn my head. I'm like, what is this feeling? And I was like, I feel my legs cramping up too, so I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here until the cramping, goes away. Once that warm feeling left me, I just closed my eyes and was like, I'm gonna just rest until my legs started cramping. But apparently, that's when I closed my eyes when I went to the seizure, and I passed out. And when I came to, the nurse was on top of me saying, Jarron. I'm like, huh? And she's like, you passed out. She said, I passed out. I had a seizure, and she said, we're taking you to the University of Maryland. Your parents on the way to come get your car. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, you're not going home. You're going to take you to the hospital. And then the paramedics were behind her and everything. And I was like, oh, okay. So I spent Monday through Friday at the University of Maryland while they ran CAT scans, MRIs, a right heart cath test on Friday to check the pressures in my heart and everything since I was there. And I'm okay. I felt better. They didn't take off any extra fluid, nothing like that. I wasn't holding any extra fluid. By having a seizure, though, they did see there was some swelling on my brain from that, but they feel as though that will go down with the medication they gave me, the anti-seizure medicine. And they don't feel as though I will have another seizure, but because I've had one, I'm at high risk given my health and everything.
Yeah.
So there's that. But I follow up with them again in like towards the end of April, and then they want me to be on the medication for at least like 1 to 2 months. So that's about a 2-month time frame. So they either take me off or they'll probably do another CAT scan or MRI, and let me know whether they want me to continue it or like dial back, whatever the case may be. So, and that's how I spent a week in the hospital. So, yay!
Sounds like fun.
Nah, it wasn't fun.
Hey, all I know is most of my fantasies start off with me closing my eyes and then wake up with a nurse on top of me calling my name. just to be real.
That's your fantasy, son.
That's how half my fantasies start off.
So, I mean, I wish that was the case. I wish that was the case for me, but I don't even. What's funny? I guess not funny, but I guess like remember the details of everything leading up to me passing out. I'm trying to remember if I was like what I felt like, and I necessarily didn't feel like I was overwhelmed or I was like, oh, I gotta, something about to happen, anything like that. I was just like, I'm already sitting in the chair, so I'm like, well, let me just close my eyes and just rest. That's the only thing I can remember just doing, is I didn't feel like anything was going to happen to me.
Right.
So
obviously, nobody ever feels like something's about to happen.
I mean,
until it happens.
True. So, I mean, I didn't feel like I was going to black out or anything like that. It was just like, okay, let me just sit here and just, wait till this pain, these cramps subside, and I'll be on my way. But I guess my body said otherwise. So they gave it work. They said it was a dialysis disequilibrium syndrome. So with my blood pressure being low as it was, and me being dehydrated, that played a factor into me passing out. So, and during my hospital stay, Dominique came and visited me one day. Jasmine she works around the corner, so she was ready to come up there. But I said, don't worry about it. Well, she was ready to take me home one day, but like, I don't know when I'm exactly leaving. So you just go on. You said you would come by if I guess I was staying over the weekend.
No, I said if you were still in by Friday, I would have came to
Okay.
On Friday when I was going to come see you, you got let out.
Yeah, that's why I got let go. So thank goodness for that. So this is where we at with my health journey now. We at the end game pretty much. I was back in May, I was on 3 medications. I was on 2 heart medications and 1 blood pressure medication. Now, because my blood pressure it's been low, they took me off 2 heart medications and I'm on the 1 blood pressure. It still helps my heart, but my heart cannot sustain all 3 of those. So I'm on 1, and there's no more pills I can take that really can help my heart at this point. So once I get to the point where this last pill I'm on, where it cannot sustain my heart anymore, I'm going to be hospitalized pretty much. So it could be a matter of months. It could be a year or 2. It's all right now on the will of my heart. How much my heart has left in it pretty much.
Next month, he in the hospital.
Why would you say that? You know what you got to do when I'm in the hospital, right? You got to come.
I mean, I'll show up like once.
Like once? Yeah, you said that on your breath. So that's where we at with it right now. So I perfectly feel fine. Like I said, I didn't have any extra fluid on me, nothing like that, like the time before. I'm not out of breath. I don't get winded easy, nothing like that. I don't feel like I'm gonna pass out. They said that with my heart, it will decline over time. That if I feel like I'm passing out, if I do pass out, I feel like I'm getting lightheaded often. If they're having a hard time with pulling fluid off me in dialysis, then I need to let them know so they can be more aggressive with placing me higher on the list and finding me the organs I need to continue life. Because as long as I'm maintaining, there's no reason to kind of move me up.
Yeah.
So
it's not the dire need.
Yeah. It's been an interesting week, and yeah, it's just I guess me thinking about it a lot, and it's just been lingering over me, kind of like thinking like, damn, I'm gonna have another one. I guess I already know I'm really sick, but this happens. It kind of like just puts it back in there, like, yeah, nigga, you really sick, like.
I understand why you need the solidification on the fact that
I didn't need the seizure.
Oh.
I was perfectly fine without it. I didn't need that for any reason. I didn't need that.
See, you know where you at.
I didn't need it. I didn't want it. I didn't ask for it. It just said so. But yeah, it's one of those things that it lingers. Is like, yeah, you had a seizure, and it's like, and it makes you just realize that, damn, Jarron, you've been through a whole fucking lot. You know, like I didn't need that to solidify anything, but it's like just another thing to add to the list of health issues I have ongoing. So,
see. Blame your genetics.
Parents
Parents fucked you all up on that one.
had me at the old age. Well, they had me. They had me when they were younger.
Right.
But that helped.
Couldn't hurt.
Just roll the dice.
Every time.
So that's where I'm at with it. Like I said, I do feel fine. I know when we talk about my health, it gets people down sometimes. So I don't want to.
That was the general consensus that I got from some viewers.
Right. I don't want down the audience. You know, this is not a. I don't want to make it a podcast about people doing bad in their health and everything. That wouldn't be. It wouldn't be good for TV. So.
All right. So let's talk about superheroes then.
So before we move on, I want to ask you. I don't think I called you right away. Did my mom called you, right?
Yeah, your mom called me.
What was that conversation like? I'm just curious from your point of view.
I can't reveal everything because of confidentiality. But it was a bit of more so, yeah, it happened again, kind of. He back in the hospital. And then the discussion moved on from there. I won't reveal the entirety of the conversation because of confidentiality.
We'll talk all camera. Address.
How you know it was Edris?
Because I know she called you.
Yeah, I mean it was.
I don't know if her has your number or not.
Probably not, but yeah, it was.
Yeah. Because like, y'all done got real comfortable nowadays, so y'all become butt buddies and shit.
Oh, don't tell her. So you had to find out this way.
Oh boy. So, well, anyway, we'll delve back to my health and after the fact. So we did see a couple of things been going on. We did see Ant-Man the other day.
That is correct.
I liked it. What'd you think of it?
I'm not gonna say I didn't hate it. It was odd. It was tonally odd.
Okay.
Where things seemed like they were supposed to be very serious, but tonally, Ant-Man as a character was just the wrong person for the very serious nature of the movie.
Right.
But the action scenes are pretty good. I liked what they did with the quantum realm.
Right.
And Jonathan Majors is Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, this is his
Stealing
year.
every scene.
Yeah. I like the action. I like the story. I agree with you there. Like at moments it felt real serious, and then other times it felt like it wasn't, given the nature of Scott Lang's character.
Right. And Paul Rudd as Scott Lang.
Yeah. I like the fact they had Kang in there, and they didn't just they didn't tease him per se like they did in,
with
like
Thanos.
like Thanos and Guardians. You know, that he was a main character in the film. And I'm kind of back and forth. Like, should they have done a different villain in that movie? But at the same time, the quantum realm has been a background story in Ant-Man's movies. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense to go this direction. Now the only thing is, like, do you put Kang in there, or do you put another villain in there? To me, it makes sense to put Kang in there, because then where's he behind on this time? Right.
Yeah. I mean, the fact of the matter is that at least the very nature of Kang means that he can pretty much show up anywhere.
Yeah.
Because he is a time traveler, and he does have a very advanced technology, so he could show up anywhere. So I wasn't concerned about the fact that they used him, but this is the fact that Jonathan Majors plays him, and he is, one, very imposing in compared to Paul Rudd.
Yes.
That fight just is so uneven.
It was very much so. Because like I said, he got Creed 3 coming up, and then he has another movie coming up where he's a bodybuilder. So he's in shape.
Oh yeah, he is massive in comparison.
Yeah, so and then he is he's a couple of magazine covers where he's just like flexing his body. So I enjoyed it. I can see why it may have some mixed reviews from people.
Yeah, because the critics have definitely been panning it. It's definitely have a lot of mixed reviews. One thing again that I find extremely weird is Evangeline Lilly, who plays the Wasp, barely said anything the whole damn movie.
Well, that's her own fault.
Just watching her, it's like, okay, I guess she can say something here. Nope, mum's the word.
Yeah. So, and I like that. Is that Cassie? Cassie Lang?
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't the annoying teenager. She wanted to have a purpose in the world and not just be like, just be famous for no reason. She wanted to make a difference.
Right.
So I liked her approach, and you can see that they are built secretly. I don't say secretly; they're quietly building the Young Avengers.
Yeah.
Throughout the Disney Plus shows and the movies. So you got Cassie Lang, you got Ironheart, you got what's that man's name from Falcon and Winter Soldier? The first Captain, the Black Captain America, his grandson.
Yeah.
That's Patriot, I believe, in the comics.
Yeah, I mean, well, the guy's name is Isaiah Bradley, but I can't
yeah.
remember the son's name, but the grandson's name. But yeah.
So you got Patriot there.
Possibly Wiccan.
And Speed.
Yeah, from WandaVision.
Yeah, and Hulkling. Is that Hulkling? Is that somebody? No.
Scar.
So, you mean, those could be the Young Avengers. Oh, and Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
They all could be, potentially Young Avengers. So, that's interesting to see how that might fold out. And what else been going on with Marvel?
Spoiler alert, because at the end of Quantumania, they do show which is potentially a scene from the second season of Loki.
Right.
So that's coming up.
Yeah, because at the end of Loki, they did show that Kang was very much like, I guess, had conquered that realm or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that was the end of the first season of Loki, but then at the end of Quantumania, they had another scene which could be potentially from season 2 of Loki, where Loki and Owen Wilson's character were talking, sitting in the audience watching Kang, this other variant of Kang, giving a presentation.
Do you have any theories of where Kang is right now in the MCU?
I mean, well, he's everywhere.
Because I think he's somewhere like not lurking, but he's just like kind of like he's on Earth somewhere. I think he is on Earth, but he's not. He's
the thing about Kang is that he exists outside of the traditional timelines because he has time traveling technology and multiversal traveling technology, so he can be anywhere. Okay. So yeah, he exists outside of the timeline, and whenever he wants to pop in and fuck shit up, he can do that.
Now, can he exist, but not know that he is who he is? Like he's Kang? Can he is this something like that?
Well, the thing about it is that he's from the future and he is a scientist.
Mm-hmm.
He discovers the multiverse, and then reaches out to variations of himself.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like he doesn't know who he is because they've reached out to themselves.
Got you. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. Like he's probably on Earth, but he doesn't know that he.
No, he's from the way in the future.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I'm excited to see how these next couple movies are going to play out, especially with. I don't think it's going to be tied into Guardians, but maybe he might pop up maybe in the Marvels.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
He might maybe like an end credit scene, something like that, and because that's supposed to that got pushed back to November now.
Yeah.
So, and they only releasing so far 2 series shows on Disney Plus, just Secret Invasion and Loki. Yeah. So, because I think Ironheart was coming out this year, they
decided they wanted to spread them out because what they did for the past couple of years of just releasing shows back to back to back.
I don't like the they holding out stuff. I want to see Ironheart.
Well, but they want each show to at least get an audience.
Yeah.
Because one of the problems that they had is because when they released Ms. Marvel, they released another Star Wars property right there with.
But why would you? That's your problem.
And then they was on the heels of another Marvel property, so they so she didn't get as big of an audience as they wanted because they putting things so close together.
Yeah, because was Ms. Marvel was Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
So that's your fault. Don't spread out Obi-Wan.
So now they're going to spread out the Marvel property.
No,
so they could get and then right after they released Moon Knight, they were oversaturating the market.
They can do that. Cause it was like, cause
It ain't about you. It ain't about the comic book fans. It's about the general audience.
Oh, yeah.
The comic book fans are going to watch it, but the general audience has a lot of things that's competing for their attention.
This is true because like I don't know what the hell to watch right now between Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, and what was streaming? Netflix. No, I said Netflix. Netflix, Hulu, HBO
Paramount
Max,
Plus.
right? Peacock. It's so many goddamn things. I don't know what the hell to watch.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, I just want to see them.
Yeah, again, as a comic book fan, as a fan of these characters, you are already guaranteed to watch. It's the general public that they want to spread these out for, so they don't, so that their time isn't cannibalized with all of these properties.
I can understand it, but I don't like it. But,
That's why it's not for you.
right? If I had a whole bunch of money, I put that shit out every month. So, but we got this year with Marvel. We said that, and then for next year you got Captain America 4.
Yeah, New World Order.
New World Order. Harrison Ford is on for that as Thunderbolt Ross.
Right. Because the original actor, he passed away.
Yes. I think with William Hurt.
Yeah, William Hurt.
And then you got what's coming out next year? Thunderbolts.
Yep.
And then you might come out, I think, Secret Wars? Or King Dynasty? King Dynasty did Secret Wars. Right?
I don't know if I don't think King Dynasty is coming out next year, though.
Is that 2025?
Yeah, I think it's 2025.
It's 2025, and then Blade supposed to come out next year.
Yeah.
So I think they're supposed to be working on or start filming Blade soon. Well, sometime later this year. That's gonna come out probably like October, November of next year. And then also they should be casting soon Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So
they say that Fantastic Four is very important for them going into Phase 6.
I hope so. I hope they get it right. It only took y'all
Three
movies.
They didn't have the properties then. That was Fox.
So hopefully we get a decent Fantastic Four movie. I think we talked about this before. I don't think they're gonna have what's that man's name that was in Doctor Strange? They played Reed Richards.
Oh yeah, John Krasinski.
Yeah, I don't think he's
No,
gonna.
yeah, he was just he was a fan favorite for the role. They did that just as fan service,
fanfare. Yeah,
just for fan service. They'll have a different character actually play him. So again, Marvel has a big slate lined up. We've already known, and there's also they haven't announced when it's supposed to be coming out, but we do know that they have already started working on Deadpool 3.
Yeah, and with Hugh Jackman did sign on board, which was probably inevitable. And also we getting a Spider-Man 4 because I think Tom Holland maybe originally signed on just for that last Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was saying, but then I guess they came in and dropped them dollar stacks on him, and he's like, you know what? Sure, I'll do more movies.
I think he saw what the numbers were for Uncharted.
And apparently, Uncharted did okay.
They didn't do Spider-Man numbers.
Oh, obviously not. It's fucking Spider-Man, but. So again, because he was saying that trilogy he was done, but then they came back and talked to him. It's like, okay, no, we'll use Tom Holland for the foreseeable future.
That's good. That's good. I like Tom Holland, and I hopefully they take the story in a more mature direction.
The basic, I mean, they've taken him back to basics. Well, we already know that he no longer has any of the Iron Man tech.
Right.
No one knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and he is back to he created his own suit and he's back to basics.
Yeah, ground zero.
Right.
Very much so, yeah. But I don't know when that's going to come out. Probably like 26, I'm thinking.
Yeah, seeing as how they just started talking about it.
Yeah, and was it 2023? So probably like 2-3 years out from now.
Yeah.
So, especially when you got we know they're working on Blade, Deadpool, and Captain America, and Thunderbolts. So
and they've already hinted to Black Knight because his character was in the Eternals. So,
is he going to get a movie, or are they talking about just
yeah, I mean, that's what's talk. That he'd probably get a movie.
I don't want to see him.
I mean, it's Kit Harington. He's still popular. Game of Thrones, he still got a following.
Fuck that. Anybody? I'm not saying anybody watched it. I didn't watch it.
Besides the whole millions and billions of people who did. Yeah, again, you're not important. I don't understand why you keep feeling like you are in this situation.
Let me go my house.
I'm telling you before I had to pull you down.
So
Marvel got big things going on, and then there's the other camp.
I mean, it's been some news coming out of there.
Yeah, they just released that Flash trailer.
That's gonna be a shit show.
Whoo!
That's gonna be a shit show. I mean, it's just so you got
Batman,
Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton,
So 2 Batman, 2 Ezra Millers as the Flash.
and Supergirl.
Yeah.
And then you're going to reboot Supergirl.
And they bringing Zod in too.
Because he was around. Because he was doing nothing.
Hey, they trying to reset the universe, and this is the best way for them to do it.
Yeah. Because then after that, they come out with June. You got come out in June.
And you still got Shazam 2 coming out. Which, again, I am not excited for.
I'm not excited for that.
And you still got Aquaman 2 coming out.
I'd rather watch. I'm not excited for that, but I'll watch it. I'm gonna go to the theater and see that one because I feel like I did myself a disservice not seeing it in the theater. Aquaman.
Why?
Because it wasn't that bad.
Man, we already.
It wasn't. Aquaman was not that bad.
I know it wasn't that bad, but it was not that good.
No, I mean it's better than Green Lantern.
Well, everything is.
And Aquaman was better than Shazam.
I enjoyed Shazam more than I enjoyed Aquaman.
Because
Shazam at least didn't take itself seriously. Aquaman really took itself seriously while not being serious at all.
Yeah.
Every transition is an explosion behind Aquaman's head.
This is true. That happened very often in that movie. So,
And so it's with the very least with Shazam, it didn't take itself seriously. I could laugh at it, even though it just exists in my mind.
I just didn't like that movie. It just it's the plot. That's what did it for me. Is the plot.
Yeah, I can feel you on that one.
Yeah, I like Zachary Levi as Shazam,
and the stakes were super low. So which is okay. It doesn't. But they tried to make it feel like the stakes were high.
And I think because they did because of the general audience thing. You want to start like such a low level threat, but it's like go for the gusto.
Right.
Like,
I mean these demons that could potentially take over the world, but they're only attacking this one fair. Whatever. I get it.
So
CG's hard.
Right. So.
And then they also have the sequel to the Joker coming out as well.
I didn't watch the Joker. I'm not watching this. They showed a picture of what's her name,
Lady
Gaga,
and Joaquin Phoenix.
And I think that you know what, that's probably the perfect casting for her to be Harley Quinn for that.
I mean, well, we don't know that she's going to be Harley Quinn though. They didn't say that she was Harley Quinn.
Oh, okay.
And again, this sequel is a musical.
It's a musical?
Yes, it's a musical.
I thought it was a joke.
No, that it is a musical.
I definitely ain't watching that bullshit.
You know what? I love musicals, so I will watch this movie based on the fact that I love musicals. But I hated the first Joker. That movie was fucking terrible. I don't care what anybody has.
It was Taxi Driver.
Yeah, it was Taxi Driver and the King of Comedy mashed together with face paint and said, "Look, Joker, go see this movie," even though it had nothing to do with fucking Joker.
And then you got Blue Beetle coming out.
Yeah.
Which I heard the suit was badass.
Yeah, I think they had some pictures online of the suit, and it looks really good.
So,
but
and I like the actor. That's the young fellow from
Cobra Kai. Yeah.
So yeah, I like the actor. I just didn't. Who asked for Blue Beetle movie?
They got to do something. They can't keep fucking putting out Batman movies.
But they are though.
I'm about to say even though they are.
Now they finally James Gunn said we're going to bring in the Bat family, and thank fucking God, because I'm tired of them rehashing Batman's origin
over and over. Fucking
right.
Yeah. It's definitely
because they couldn't just wipe away the Batman movie or the planned trilogy because I think they already
signed Matt Reeves on to do and Robert Pattinson to do 3 movies.
Yeah, so
I mean, granted, with the new WB director, he probably would have canned that shit because he canned fucking everything. But the first The Batman did make a decent amount of money.
Yeah, it was decent too. Yeah. So I know one thing for certain: I need to get Mr. Freeze in the Batman. Not the Batman, but the Bat family.
Again, we're not gonna get in Mr. Freeze, or at least not in Matt Reeves.
I don't want no. That's fine. Give me the most obscure, over the top villain in Batman.
Yeah, I mean, with the new direction that they're going in, it's possible that Mr. Freeze could be in there.
Give me Clayface. Give me Mr. Freeze. Who else?
Again, in the new direction that they're going, there's a possibility that they could be there. But in the more grounded Matt Reeves version, they can't exist because they don't make sense in the real world.
It can.
No, it does not.
I don't want to see a grounded villain.
Then you don't want to watch that version of the Batman.
Because the Riddler was none but a SMN character.
again, but so then you don't want to watch that version of the Batman because it's grounded in reality. It's that Christopher Nolan Batman. You got to be grounded in reality.
And Bane was a Shakespearean actor.
You were only introduced to the dog. I was born with it.
Don't want none of that.
So, I mean, but we'll see. James Gunn and Peter Safran have already laid out what their first phase is going to be.
Yeah, because they're bringing in, Creature Commandos?
Because somebody asked for that.
Most random thing that you could get out the bag of DC.
But it's James Gunn.
Yeah.
He took the Guardians of the Galaxy, which was straight D-list, and made him pop.
Yeah, so when I saw that, I was like, that's him. That's him. It's
Him all day.
All over it. They didn't say nothing about Wonder Woman. They said Supergirl movie, which I'm cool with, but at the same time, it's like, okay, you're about to reboot this because y'all putting in the Flash. And they got to bring the Flash out because all the money spent on that.
Yeah. They got a younger version of Superman that they're going to do.
Thank goodness.
So no Henry Cavill.
Do you think he should have got another shake at it?
I don't think he got a fair shake at Superman.
To begin with.
I will admit he did not get a fair shake at Superman because it was Zack Snyder's Superman, and Man of Steel was fucking horrible. I hate Man of Steel with all of my passion.
Yeah. Man of Steel's not that good.
I don't think Henry, and then the next thing he was in was Batman v Superman, which is not the Superman that anybody can recognize. So I don't think he got a fair shake at Superman, but he was in 3 movies, good enough for me.
I think, but he was in Justice League, and it was like he was in the tail end of that.
He was in the last 15 minutes of Justice League,
and it was just like he should have been in that movie way more. Snack. Zack Snyder should not have.
Again, they didn't even have a villain for him because they used fucking Steppenwolf, and then they had Superman come in and beat Steppenwolf in 2 fucking minutes.
Yeah, he did whoop his ass.
So it would have been the movie would have been over if Superman was in it from the start.
Booyah! That's how you should have said it. And we're not getting a Cyborg movie, thank God.
Yeah.
Ray Fisher's been out because I think he got pissed. He's like out at some of the producers, and I think he had a beef with Josh Whedon.
Yeah, he was saying that Josh Whedon was extremely abusive, which is a thing that's been kind of going through Hollywood. Josh Whedon's like, you know what, I'm the fucking director. You gonna do what the fuck I say.
Right. And they're gonna do a Lanterns film, which I'm excited about. Because they said the premise is going to be kind of like True Detective in space. Yeah. So
with Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan.
Yeah, that should be good. I'm interested to see who they're going to get to be the 2 Lanterns.
Right.
And what else they got coming out for DC? Creature Commando, Blue Beetle, Superman, Batman, Supergirl. I think that's it. Oh, Waller.
Yeah. Amanda Waller's getting her own series.
Yeah. So
and they're still up in the air on whether or not they're going to do a season 2 of Peacemaker. But James Gunn is like he still wants to do that.
Yeah, he said he's going to do it. It's just that it's delayed.
Yeah,
not indefinitely, but it's just pushed back because everything else is like needs to kind of come to the forefront.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about these movie announcements for DC?
I'm okay with it. They have to go in a new direction, and at least they have somebody to direct it. Okay. At least a couple people with Peter Safran, who is a longtime executive producer for WB. So I'm a little iffy about that, but.
Well, at least we ain't got none of the Snyders in there.
Oh,
Scott,
yeah.
Zach, and Deborah.
All the Snyders are gone.
We ain't got none of them touching it.
All the Snyders are gone.
If your last name is Snyder, stay the fuck away from DC. Please, go do something else. I don't care you direct traffic, but do something else.
Don't direct a movie.
Anything else. You can take over Care Bears for all the goddamn I care. Something else, please.
Again, but at the very least, they got people that can create a good general direction. Yeah. Like Zack Snyder is very good with creating visual moments. He is not good at storytelling. He is not good at general plotting and directing in general. He is good at creating very good vignettes where you can see a screenshot of it and, oh, that look cool as shit. Yeah. And that's it. That's what he's good at.
Yeah, that Watchmen 300 and Superman versus Batman with the armor, I like that whole scene.
And the thing that make Watchmen and 300 work is because there's a rubric that he followed from the comics, damn near shot for shot.
Yeah. So he did well with that. Yeah. And it's kind of like, you go to a job interview, you tell everybody what you're good at, and then you do it, and he let the reins loose. You say, oh shit.
Oh, you really not as good as you thought that you were, and we thought that you were. So again, so I'm okay with what DC got going on because they finally have fucking direction. Granted, Creature Commandos is still gonna be fucking weird to me. that is so fucking obscure. I don't even think I own a Creature Commandos comic. I think I got one comic that was in, and it was a double comic.
It's just slotted in there.
Yeah, and Creature Commandos was one of the features in the double comic, and that was my only introduction to the Creature Commandos. So fucking obscure. Yeah. But you know what, James Gunn, I have faith in him because he took D-list Marvel characters and made them super popular.
Yeah, I was talking to a former coworker of mine from Panera Bread, Trevor, and I asked him how he felt about it. And he's like, he's excited to see it. You know, it can't be no worse what they've been doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And the funny thing, he piggyback on what you say, he said like Creature Commandos is so obscure even for him. And he's a big nerd. So he was like, to him to pull that out of his ass was like, where you going with this? So, but you know, it's going to be an animated, and then say he's going to incorporate those animated characters into the live action too.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that they're doing that Marvel does not do is they said everything will be connected from TV shows
to games,
to the movies and the animation, which is going to be fucking weird because you kind of can strain in what you can do because at least with Marvel, when they do like video games, they can, any of the developers, they can go with their own direction. And that's how you get such phenomenal games like the Spider-Man game.
Yeah. And that's good. That's a good example, but not Avengers.
Oh no, fuck no! Yeah, that game was fucking horrible.
You read about they turn off the server or something?
Yeah, it's done. So they're no longer selling the game, and in a couple months you won't be able to play it. And then and all of the stuff that you were previously paying for, like the skins and stuff, they're just giving them away for free now.
Ah, yeah. I want my money back. I want my $39.99 back because that game is terrible. Fucking terrible ass game.
But DC is they going a different route. They say everything's going to be connected. So in the animated movies, they're going to use whoever is playing the character. They're going to use them as the voice actor.
Okay. So that's it. I mean,
even still, if that's the case, though, they still got that dumbass Gotham Knights movie TV show coming out.
I think that canceled.
Nope, it's still coming out. I'm almost certain that they didn't say anything about it being canceled.
I thought it's canceled. But
I'm gonna have to look again because I recall reading the other day that it was still scheduled to come out because it was pretty much like done.
Yeah, I know they're doing the last season of The Flash.
Yeah,
and I watched a clip of it on Twitter, and I'm so glad I got rid of that show after the third season because the woman playing Killer Frost, they did like some multiversal shit where like Killer Frost came into and she was like one of the scientists and all that kind of stuff. So now I think Killer Frost is like her own separate person. The scientist who she looks very much familiar is gone, but they had a clone of the scientist now coming back.
Whatever.
It is like, why y'all keep doing this? It's like when they do the Speedster villain.
Yeah, and they constantly redoing the same Speedster villains. Yeah.
I'm like, why you keep doing this? If she want a job, give her a job. But just like, why?
I watched 4 episodes of season 1 of The Flash and said, nope, I'm done. And I only watched that because of your recommendation.
I like the first season.
I couldn't get through it.
But that's it. The second season is kind of like is a let off for me. And then I did a couple episodes of the third season. But
in that same vein with The Flash is that they canceled Titans. Doom Patrol is canceled, so they both got their last final season going, 4 seasons. I think they canceled Stargirl.
They did. Supergirl's gone.
Yeah, Supergirl's, well, that's been gone.
Arrow's been gone too.
Yeah. The only thing that they were definitely still doing was Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
And I believe they're still doing that first season of Gotham Knights. It's probably going to be canceled after that because it was almost fucking done.
Yeah, I think so too. And then we still hanging on with a thread is Young Justice.
But the likelihood of that not getting canceled, I don't see it happening. Especially with the new direction that they're going in and the fact that the new director of, or the CEO of WB Discovery, he's canceled most of the animation projects.
And I'm hoping they get like a 5th season, and this is the final one because that 4th season was all over the fucking place.
Yeah,
it's bad storytelling.
I dropped it.
The only thing I can say is that if you watch like the last maybe 5 or 6 episodes, it ties everything back together. But it's a huge mid portion of where nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
because I know you dropped it off, but like I think if you watch like the last 5-6 episodes, it ties everything together and it rounds everything up.
And I gave it a fair shake because it had 3 excellent seasons.
Yeah.
I was like, for that 4th season, I was solely invested. But by I think the 8th episode, I was like, what the hell is happening here?
Yeah.
The storytelling, the plotting, the pacing was so fucking bad. I just dropped. I gave it up.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard watch. So we talked about DC, we talked about Marvel. So let's get into some other stuff that's not related to DC and Marvel. I got 3 questions for you.
Okay.
How you feel about Beast Wars? Was it Beast Machines or Beast Wars?
Beast Wars.
How you feel about that? How you feel about Fast X? And how you feel about Last of Us?
First, let's start with that bullshit that they call Beast Wars. Why the fuck are the goddamn Transformers who are disguising as animals big as fucking trucks? What's the fuck is the point of being disguised as an animal?
Because he's not really an animal. You're a robot in disguise.
It ain't a disguise if you, because ain't no goddamn gorilla as big as a semi.
Well, in this movie it is.
And it said the whole thing that made Beast Wars work was because they were fucking in their disguised state. They looked like the animals that they were disguised as, and they were the size of the animals that they were disguised as. Now, Optimus Primal is the same size as Optimus Prime,
Big as shit.
which defeats the purpose of them being goddamn animals. And they don't even look like animals now. They look like mechanical facsimile of animals. So, yeah, fuck that.
We gonna go see
it. You keep making me waste my money on this shit.
That's why we go to the small theater.
Right, because it only costs $5.
Yeah, so we gonna go see it though, because I gotta see how bad this is. Because we saw Bumblebee. I'm
We
still
saw
mad.
them all because of you.
Yeah, we did. But the first 2 were decent. No. First one was decent.
Right.
Dark of the Moon was good.
Yeah.
I don't know what y'all niggas was doing these other ones.
The first and the third.
I think the Snyder's had something to do with them in between.
I mean, that was like Michael Bay all day. He was just on fuck it.
Because I just want to know, what is this a reboot? It is a reboot, right?
No, it's still a continuation from the Michael. Bumblebee was supposed to be the soft reboot.
Okay.
But it did poorly. So this one is still.
You know the movie bad where they don't show on basic cable. They ain't show Bumblebee now one time on FX.
So this Beast Wars is still sort of a continuation of the rest of the Michael Bay Transformer saga, I guess we'll call it.
The only thing I'm looking forward to is like just to see like the different Transformers. Because it's like it's not. I mean.
Yeah, because I love the Beast Wars show. I love it.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to see what they do with them, but I kind of don't.
It's going to be a letdown either way.
It's definitely. Now, Fast 10. What the fuck?
Family.
Yo, Fast
Family.
10 is just a rehash of a goddamn plot that they already did, where a villain that has some tangential connection to one of their old movies just coming back and say, I'm going to destroy your family. That's exactly what Jason Statham did. They replacing Jason Statham with Jason Momoa.
He's hot right now, so why not?
But they retelling the same goddamn story. And at least in the trailer, oh look, they must have heard all the complaints about, these motherfuckers used to be about street racing, and so they got a street racing there.
It's like one.
Again, it's going to be the only one. And then they bring in Charlize Theron character back, and they saying that this is the end. Hopefully it is.
Because somewhere along the line, Fast and the Furious turned into Team Knight Rider.
/ Avengers, because they all fucking superheroes doing shit that nothing can't actually fucking do.
Because in one movie, Vin Diesel did a seismic stomp.
Right, like the 7th or 8th movie.
Yeah, so
the 9th movie, they took a fucking car into space. Like, at this point, they're the fucking Avengers with muscle cars.
Yeah, slapping helicopters together.
That trailer, everything wrong was in that trailer. So yeah, fuck that. I haven't seen the pan. No,
we're not gonna see
no. You can go see it by yourself.
I'm not going. I don't want to see it by myself.
I haven't seen any of the no. Since the motherfucking 5th one, I haven't seen a single goddamn one of them.
All right, look. Look.
Nope.
Either we see that or we see Aquaman.
I guess we're going to see Aquaman.
All right. So we're gonna see Beast Wars. So are we gonna see Shazam? I don't want to see that one.
I will go see Shazam by myself, and then I'll talk about it. You ain't got to go see it.
But I do want to see Megan Good though. I was very surprised she was in that movie.
Right, but I will go see Shazam by myself.
Right, so
I wouldn't saw the first one by myself.
All right, so we're gonna see Creed 3. We're gonna see John Wick 4. Oh, I'm letting you know right now. I'm getting me a dog. I'm gonna take gun tactical courses. I'm gonna be the Tubi version of John Wick.
Hey, hold on. Get a heart first before you start trying to do that shit. The fuck out of here. Priorities, sir.
I made a tweet about this. I'm gonna give me a cane Corso. I'm a nanny cane Corso Batman. I'm gonna take gun tactical training. I'm gonna become the Tubi version of John Wick.
Get a goddamn heart first. Work on that one.
All right, wait. We're gonna see Creed 3, John Wick 4, Shazam's on the fence.
Aquaman's on the fence.
We're gonna see Marvels. We're gonna see Guardians, Transformers, and Blue Beetle.
But Blue Beetle ain't this year.
I think it is.
Oh, I had to check.
I think the trailer come out. I think it's like June or July. Is when it come out.
No, okay, I have to check. But it last but not least, The Last of Us, fucking spectacular.
Very good show. Very
good.
You watched the last episode, the 5th one?
Yes.
What you think of it?
Oh, fucking phenomenal. I mean, each episode has been good.
Yeah, it's really good. I like the changes they made to the world and to
that work for television.
Yes, and them clickers are terrifying. They are terrifying, especially when they are connected to everything.
Right.
That is the most terrifying thing. In the last episode, when they came up, they upheaved out the ground.
Yeah, when the bloater came out.
I don't know why my man was just toot.
You know, that's television. You gotta keep trying shit that ain't working.
Because when I seen the bloater, my black ass would have been in the truck.
Like, we fucking gone. But The Last of Us has been a very, very good adaptation. One of the best adaptations I've seen of a video game since fucking Arcane.
Oh yeah, that was really good too.
So yeah, very good adaptation. And every episode is worth the time that you spend watching it.
Yeah, and then I like how like the different episodes, they aren't the same timeline. Like the first episode may have been like an hour and 15 minutes.
Well, I mean, that's always the case with things that are pretty much made for streaming. They don't have a time slot that they need to fill.
Yeah, they go I feel like when it's needed, it goes extra.
Yeah,
when it doesn't need,
as long as you need to tell a story.
Yeah, and one thing I was, I guess, like worried about was like the action level because the games are violent as hell.
Oh yeah.
So, but it does a good job of storytelling, and also does a good job of.
And that's the thing with a different medium. With a video game, you always want the player engaged, but you don't need to do that for a television show.
True.
So they do a good job of putting in action where. Having the big action set pieces, like with the 5th episode, that was an action set piece directly from the game.
Yeah.
So and then having those slow story moments like they did for episode 3, which was sort of a side story that kind of tied into the main theme that they're going for the show, but had generally no action at all.
Yeah, it was just it's really well acted.
Yeah.
And when the action happens, it's like, oh shit. Because especially when, I think it was the second episode, when he shot the fungus. And then all those clickers that were away, hundreds of yards, miles, maybe a mile or two away, came storming the Capitol, damn near, and was in there. And that scene was nasty as shit when they put the shit in Tess' mouth.
Yeah.
Like, I would have stood for that. I understand she died, she was affected. I would have stood for that.
Wasn't nothing else she could do.
There's a whole lot you could do.
She did. She blew herself up.
Yeah, but still, I wouldn't have been taking that.
She blew herself up.
No real respecting person would have took that.
Besides having some monster that's overpowering you.
I mean, she had a choice. She had a choice.
Ooh, don't do that. Because they did it on purpose as a rape parable, and now you're talking about they had a choice. Yeah, don't do that.
Okay, that's slippery slope. My bad.
Definitely.
Definitely.
But yeah, it has definitely been worth all of the hours that I put into watching the episodes.
And in the game too, is like my dad been watching it, so I've been telling him like, in this scene, this is how the game it plays out here, and this is what they changed and different things like that. So my dad's one of the people that when you watch it, he asks questions. I'm like, just watch it, because like when the scene where in the 5th episode when Ellie took her blood and tried to cure Sam. She was asking like, is she gonna try to cure him? I'm like, yeah. And then when the scene where he shot when Sam got shot, he was like, is he about to shoot himself? I'm like, yeah. Because I'm like, I want him to watch it, but he's kind of, he's going to ask questions.
I mean, because again, a lot of these things have happened in plenty of different movies and dramas and whatnot. So you can kind of know what the story beats are. It's just the way that it's acted and the way that it's presented has been very good.
Yeah. So I got 2 more questions for you, and then we'll wrap up. What is the scariest thing in all of film and horror? Between the clickers, Walking Dead, anime, whatever, like what do you have one?
I mean, as far as horror goes, for me, the scariest horrors are always the ghost stories.
Okay.
Because you can't fight them.
Okay.
Whereas any of those other things, there's a possibility that you can get away. There's a possibility that you can defeat it. Mm-hmm. Whereas as far as the ghost and the haunting stories, you can't beat those.
You got Ghostbusters.
You can't beat those. That's why they only work in comedies. So as far as horror goes, the thing that always stuck with me the longest have always been the ghost stories.
Ghost stories, I don't know. They don't do nothing to me. But I think the Walkers of the Walking Dead, they're scary, but it's only if there's a lot of them. I feel like if you get caught slipping, that's your ass. That's on you. The clickers, these clickers in the series TV. Oh,
again, these are things that you can beat and get away from.
Yeah, I feel like I got a chance,
and that's what makes them not scary.
The Titans,
I got a chance.
The Titans in Attack on Titans, scary.
Again, so these are things that you can beat. There's an opportunity to win. That's why when it comes to horror, it's all about ghost stories because you can't beat that. There's no way to win.
This is true. So my question for you is, how do you think you or me would survive in The Last of Us?
I don't know about you.
You ain't gotta say it like that. Mine's my bad health. Because I know you ever notice that in these apocalyptic worlds, there's no one ever really sick
because they die.
I'm out the series.
When you go into the apocalypse, where the doctors at? They can't be there to help you. You're dead.
Yeah, plus you can't lug around Dallas machine.
I'm sorry.
In the apocalyptic world.
I mean, you could try, but you gonna die.
I don't want to lug around the machine. I really don't.
So again,
in a comfortable chair, that
you already accepted death. So we ain't gotta worry about how you gonna survive. We know you ain't.
How would you fare that?
I fare just fine.
I think when I get healthy, and then they would have some kind of apocalypse. I think I'm just gonna stick around you.
Yeah, I guess that's your best bet.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick around you and Terminators. What about Terminators? Like,
I'm a software engineer.
Oh, you can make a virus.
If they connect to some type of internet, yeah, I'm good. Terminators ain't shit.
Unplug everything.
So the only problem with the Terminators is they got a fucking nuclear reactor in their chest and they can blow up.
Who designed that? Bill Gates.
I mean, Skynet, they ain't worried about it.
Yes, that was one of my questions. Like, I was watching, I'm like, damn, how would I fare in an apocalyptic world like The Last of Us? Because one thing that always trips me out is that, society's gone to hell. And it's every man for himself, as it should be. There's no law and order. As
it should be.
I mean, who's going to follow the law? Who's going to follow the law? You got flickers walking around trying to eat you.
The law is just a social construct, right? So as long as there's society, there's going to be a law.
I mean, these niggas say, fuck it.
Even in The Last of Us, they have the law.
Yeah, but there's also revolts.
Yeah, I mean, that happens regardless, but there's always going to be, as long as there's society, there's going to be a law, because law is social construct.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just interesting to see how these things, always go to hell. Like, I remember watching Fallen Skies, and one of the main characters had found a bag full of money, and he just burned it for warmth.
Yeah, because
money is not important at this point. It's just an alien invasion.
Because, again, money is also a social construct. If America were to fall, the dollar bill would be worth absolutely nothing.
This is true. So, I'm looking forward to the new episode that airs tomorrow for Last of Us. And it's going to be an interesting 2023 as far as, what's coming out and everything like that.
Yeah.
So we'll see how good this stuff is. I mean, apparently The Flash is they saying it's good.
Who's saying it's good? I haven't seen it.
James Gunn says good.
I mean, they're not going to say it's bad.
No.
They work for the company that's putting it out.
I mean, he said some things. He's gone against some of the executives and everything. Like, he's ruffled some feathers. He didn't let The Rock bully him. And bringing back Black Adam.
And they would have let The Rock bully them if Black Adam actually made money. It didn't.
If Black Adam made money, he can talk a whole lot of shit. That's why he moved on to the SFL. Tune in now.
So, yeah. We'll see. With DC rebooting their universe and got people at the helm actually directing it. Well, I'm semi-excited.
Well, they can't go nowhere but up. So I'm excited about seeing a new Superman in a different direction. Batman, especially with the Bat family, introducing Damian Wayans, and we get Nightwing, probably Red Hood, and Batwoman, or is she Batgirl? Batgirl. So about fucking time with Batman, because they should have been gone that direction. So we'll see.
Exactly.
So thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you listening. And go watch I Hate the Internet and check out any of the Fat Adventures that you haven't seen. Once I get warm again, we'll be back outside. And hopefully I don't go sick and have another seizure, and we can do more episodes, stuff like that. Keep Stefan busy.
Because that's my goal in life, is for you to keep me busy with this stuff.
You ain't got nothing else to do.
How you know?
Tell me. Like, we got time. What you got to go? What you got to go?
You got time. I don't.
So, but I do want to thank you for the last few episodes, especially with Zab and Lewis being on the show and everything like that. Those are lengthy episodes, so I appreciate you. I
mean, this one is a lengthy one too.
Yeah, we had a lot to talk about. So I appreciate you letting strangers come to your home, be on the podcast and everything.
I appreciate you just randomly inviting strangers to my home.
Yeah, it turned out all right. It wasn't creepy. It didn't go south. So
I mean, in your mind. No, but I'm joking. Zab, Lewis, y'all were fine.
Yeah. What else?
I think that's it.
I think, yeah, we covered everything. So thanks for being my friend and, checking on me while I was sick a little bit. At least you did for my mother.
Somebody got to be. So you had to find out this way, Harold. That's the show. And as always, you can check us out on YouTube, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
Yep. And make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you laugh, say something in the comments. Talk to us. We talk back. Well, I do. And
I do too. What you talking about?
Oh, you do sometimes, yeah. So, and that's it. Oh, happy birthday, Sharina. Happy birthday, Farron. That's their birthday today.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Peace out.